Hi, I'm Joe Polizzi, and this is the Content Inc. podcast. 5 minutes every Monday for content creators who desire to be content entrepreneurs. Do you want to start a video podcast, but you don't know where to start? Or maybe you've been podcasting for a while, but you're bored with the traditional audio-only format, kind of like this show, actually. Ecamm Live is the number one choice for busy podcasters who want to easily create professional-looking video podcasts. Video podcasts are more engaging. I can tell you that firsthand from the 10K Creator Series we did. And video keeps their attention, so they're more likely to stick around and become part of your community. You can go ahead and use Tilt2, that's Tilt and the number 2, at www.ecamm.live to get your first 2 months free. That's Tilt2. Make it happen today. Hi there. I'm sure you noticed more ads on this podcast. Well, if you haven't, there have been more. The 10K Creator Season 1 had 3 sponsors, and this Content Inc. podcast will have a year-long sponsor in the form of Lulu next year. Now, Lulu has been an amazing partner, and their service, self-publishing services for authors, is honestly a perfect fit with this audience. Most of you have either published a book or are thinking about publishing a book, and more about all that later. What I want to chat with you about is sponsorship. If you listen to episode 10 of the 10K Creator Show with Darren and I, you know how I talk up sponsorship as the low-hanging fruit revenue for content creators. Actually, it's 2 things. Coaching and consulting is first, and sponsorship and advertising is generally second. Those 2 things are the best way for content creators to move forward and actually generate dollars. One listener shot me an email and said, I make sponsorship sales sound too easy. So first of all, sorry about that. It's most definitely not easy. It may be the lowest hanging fruit, but the process to get there is not easy. If you are interested in adding sponsorship to your revenue mix, or you want to grow your sponsor revenue, here's a few tips that might help. First, sponsorship sales is all about creating relationships. If you'll notice, in year 1 of the Tilt, we only had a small handful of sponsors. And when we did, these were generally one-off test projects from people that were trying to get to know us better or figure out what we do. In other words, these sponsors were fleeting at best. Second year, we picked up the pace a bit. Why? Mostly because our target partners were getting to know us better. Over a 12-month period, I was able to get on a Zoom call or even meet a few of my contacts in person. And I can't tell you how much a difference that in-person communication makes. Even a Let's Talk for 15 Minutes call does wonders. Now, in our third year now of sales, we're starting to get 12-month programs and multi-product buys. As trust grows, so do the ad sales. So be patient and work the process. Second, speaking of process, you should have a spreadsheet of your target companies and the key decision makers at those companies. Now, don't overthink the technology you use on this. So many salespeople want to go run to a CRM system like Salesforce. Now, this is fine, but probably not necessary in the beginning. Google Sheets or Excel works just fine. The most important thing when you do this is to get rid of the no's or the not fits as quickly as possible. If you can't help someone sell their products and services more effectively with your sponsorship packages, figure that out as soon as possible and get them off your sheet. Nothing is worse than working a prospect for a year plus and then realizing it's not a fit. For the ones that are a fit, find a reason to email them at least once a month. Now, I like 2 educational and 1 specific email to the sale over a quarterly period. For example, you might send 1 email about some new research, then the next month send something about a relevant article, and then the third might be a new package you're offering. I call this the 2-1 quarterly method simply because I feel forced to name everything so I can actually remember it. Now lastly, getting any kind of response is generally a challenge. They know you're pitching something and getting back to you is not a priority with some of your potential sponsors. So with one of your email touch points, ask questions. Something like, what is working for you right now? What's the biggest pain point you are trying to solve for with your customers? What's your biggest challenge you're trying to solve for? Sometimes that works really well. In other cases, try the brainstorm email, something like, hey, we just updated our media kit, but instead of sending you a bunch of boring slides, would you be open to me sending some partner ideas that may or may not work? I'd love to get your feedback. People love free ideas, and oftentimes it's a great way to get a response. So in review, be patient and work the system. Second, get the no's out of your list as soon as you can so you can focus on the relevant ones. And after that, create an email system where you're delivering ongoing value. Finally, ask questions. Email selling is just like in-person selling. Listening is more important. Their emails should be longer than yours. Now, I hope this helps. Go out and build that audience so you can sell, right? Good luck.